Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tuesday night, not Monday night. Decided to push the show to Tuesday just for the fact that, microphone working? Yeah. Just because Halloween and stuff like that. And for us to have kids, it's one of those holidays you can't mess with. It's almost sacred to those kids. So went out with the kiddos last night, had a lot of fun, got a lot of candy. I ate most of it. Those of you who have kids know it's about the dad tax for the candy. So a lot of good times tonight. Not sure who's showing up tonight. Might just be me tonight with you guys. So get in the comment section. Don't let me feel alone. Get in the comment section. Shoot your shit with your boy. This is Cageside Live. I made it law. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in tonight. Appreciate you. If you're watching this after the fact, I appreciate you even more. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave a comment, and make sure you don't miss Monday nights with Cageside Live. And then a person, I'm also Keyboard Warriors Friday night. So if you want some Monday and Friday night action, follow your boy on Twitter at Elaw32. And let's get it going. So on today's show, Paul versus Silva. Hey, SJ was good, my guy. I covered Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva, the card. So I know we're not technically a boxing site and show and all that. We're MMA, usually like 99.9% is MMA. But when the spider comes to your town to fight, you go watch the spider fight, right? So I'm gonna turn this a little bit. There we go. So of course I had to go do it. Shout out to Gabriel Gonzalez, one of our guys at Cageside Press. We had to make some moves here because of him. I was able to get credentialed, and so I appreciate him very much. Shout out to him. So Paul versus Silva. Of course, everyone laughs at Jake Paul for the fact that he's a YouTuber, turned boxer. Everyone, he's kind of an enigma in that way, right? That he's so doubted no matter what he does at this point. And it's kind of on him for kind of being like an asshole. But if you think about it, girl coming up. But if you think about it, and I had to look, I did more digging into Jake Paul this last week than I really, really wanted to. But we watched this kid grow up on YouTube, and from his teenage years to his adult years now, right? So of course, seeing what he's done before, we're gonna think he's a jackass. And so I totally understand the Jake Paul hate. A lot of people don't. He might not, but I totally get it. Believe me. After watching some of his old stuff and some of the stuff his brother did on YouTube, I'm just like, what? Like, no wonder people hate you, bro. But turned boxer and everything, has 5 pro fights now, 6 pro fights, whatever it is. But we're starting from the bottom of the card. How about this? I'll give you guys the behind the scenes, right? So Wednesday, was open workouts. So I head down. Anyone that knows Arizona is Desert Diamond Arena, formerly known as Healy River Arena, up in Westgate in Glendale. So get up there. I bring all my stuff. I don't know what to expect. I've covered open workouts for the UFC before, and it's basically a stage with mats on. This is different. This is the ring, right? So I'm gonna see if I can pull up our Cageside Press Instagram. By the way, at Cageside Press on Instagram, on Twitter, and everything. Make sure you guys hit that up with a follow. Would appreciate you very much. All right. So let me see if I can pull up anything from open workouts. Here you go. You're not gonna hear any audio, but this was the basic setup right here. Right? You guys can see. I know it's little on the screen and everything and all that, but that's basically what it was. It was just a ring, right, kind of in the middle of what's called the Westgate Entertainment District, right? If you guys can see right there, it's Desert Diamond Arena with the ring, and I'll tell you guys a little story about the girl that's in the pink right there. But nice little setup, not too crazy. Showtime was there, obviously. Showtime, PR, a lot of MMA media was there. A lot of the guys that you guys know outside of John Morgan, were there. So shout out to those guys as well. And shout out to my guy, Dylan Rush. All right, yes, that's my boy. You guys follow him at Rush. All right, just look him up, Dylan Rush, on Instagram. So, the girl in the pink, interesting story. So I get there, and just waiting to check in. I always get to these things about a half hour to 45 minutes early, and so we get in there, and she's just sitting there drawing something on a poster. So I'm assuming she's writing something on a poster for Jake Paul, which was true. But she kept making changes to it and talking. What do you think of this? This is better. And it said, "We love Jake Paul, the giant heart." Okay. And the security guy goes like, "Yeah, I think he'll get the point. Like, these fans are crazy." So the thing about her, she was there every single day. Open workouts. She didn't make it to the press conference, obviously, but because I was close to the public, which is weird. But she was there at the ceremonial weigh-in. She was there. I'm fighting that, I'm assuming. So with her sign the entire damn time. It was hilarious, but it was kind of wild. So that was Wednesday, and honestly, it was the usual stuff. I'll show you guys here a couple more clips. This is Jake Paul. This is later in the night. For some reason, I was trying to upload all these at once. This one uploaded first. Jake Paul came in on a horse, followed by two giant robots. One was the Better robot. I guess Better is a cryptocurrency betting site. I'm not 100% understanding of it, but I did ask one of the Better people, I guess, that was there about it. So you see him with the Better shirt. And the other bot, the white giant white bot, was the problem, right? So Better and problem, or better and worse, whatever you want to call it. So nice little gimmick, I guess. So that was, he comes in on horseback and does this thing, shouts to the crowd and all that. This one right here is in Chris Avila. Avila came out with Nate Diaz, and you'll see him right here. He recognizes the crowd. Everyone goes, "Nate, what's up?" And he starts throwing hands up and shit like that. That was cool. Nate was there for most of it, and he has a big part in later. Most of the show's gonna be about this shit. So if you didn't like Paul versus Silva, the whole thing, sorry. Chris Avila moving around. He looked pretty good in open workouts. You look at Chris Avila. He's not ripped. He's not jacked, but he's got moves. He can move. With Ernie Reyes, if you guys don't recognize that man, if you guys watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think 2, he's Keno. There you go. That's a little trivia. Then we have Le'Veon Bell came in, hit pads. Now this is early when he's warming up a little bit. He started hitting pads later on. Different clip. It's on my phone somewhere. I didn't put it up, but I should have. But he actually moved really, really well. Like when I saw him work out, he put on a sweat. He was taking it serious. And so from that to the fight, I think Le'Veon Bell's for real. A lot of people don't think so because he's a football player, but I think he's an athlete, and that dude can fight. And the fact that he didn't get knocked the hell out by Uriah Hall, and Uriah hit him with some shots. I'm not gonna lie. That was wild. Then came Uriah Hall, who warmed up like Uriah Hall. Nothing too crazy, nothing too nuts. Someone commented he going to sleep. Well, he didn't. He won, but he's very measured, very chill. Now, here's a story about Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall did mention at the he did media scrums. They all did media scrums following their open workout session, and he mentioned that he had been battling after retirement from MMA and leaving UFC and all that. That he had been battling depression. That story is on CageSidePress.com. If you guys want to, or if you go to our Instagram, go to the link in the bio. I think it's a couple stories down on the list. There's a Uriah Hall battle depression and suicidal thoughts. So he did talk about that, and that was deep. That story is wow. That's nuts. So and he kept with that theme the whole time. Every time I talked to him, he was talking about better mental health and everything, but also being yourself and stop trying to play trying to play a character to get somewhere in the fight game and in the world as a whole. So he was very positive the whole week. I thought that was pretty dope to see, because if you guys have seen Uriah Hall during his UFC career, he was almost always kind of deer in headlights. You know what I mean? Not really sure what to say, how to say it, how to act sometimes. So it was cool to see him just be himself. It was actually really, really dope. After that came in Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was the star of the show. They can say Jake Paul if they want to, but as far as like in-house, this is a pro-Silva crowd and an anti-Paul crowd. Funny enough, at the open workouts, everyone cheered like crazy for Jake Paul. But come fight night, none of those guys had tickets because the arena was quiet and booed like a motherfucker when they walked in. So, but Anderson Silva comes in and loved by everybody. Everyone cheered Anderson Silva. It was great to see. He comes in and everything starts moving around. And man, for 47, I hope I look like him at 47. Look at the way he moves right here. Like real smooth, crisp, nothing too crazy, no wild stuff, just nice and accurate and smooth and everything. So that was really, really cool to see. What else we got on here? He starts hitting the mitts. And look, if you guys see him move, like he looked really good. Open workouts, I was like, yo, Jake might have fucked up here. He might have messed up here. So like he pops mitts real well. This guy's a boxer, like straight up. He knows how to do. And then he shadow box using the speed and all that, showing everybody. It was actually really cool. I hope Nate gets the next Jake Paul fight. I'll tell you what, that's probably gonna happen. All right, I'll tell you in a little bit. And you probably already know the story, but I'll tell you in a little bit. And so Anderson moving around, nice and smooth and everything, crisp, quick. The speed was there. It was really crazy to see. Honestly, this guy could have kept fighting MMA, but want to go off into boxing. Then Jake Paul starts hitting mitts and everything. This is about the speed that he moved throughout the whole workout. He did jump rope, he did shadow box a bit and all that, and he spent a lot of time with the crowd and the big media outlets. Like I think he did E and Showtime and all that. So, and then of course Nate Diaz is obviously these clips uploaded on their own, all weird. Nate Diaz coming in and he's signing autographs for everybody, and Nick Maximov in the back there, which by the way, who apparently got released by the UFC. That's doesn't make sense. His last fight he lost. He made it through the fight, but he was injured, so that don't make any sense. But yeah, Nate was there and everything. That was cool to see. Got dapped up by Nate Diaz. That was fun. And of course, these are the face-offs. So we'll go through these real quick. So the first fight of the night on the main card that we covered was Chris Avila against Dr. Mike Vershovsky. And actually, I wonder if I put the win. Yeah, like Avila was not about being cool with Vershovsky. Vershovsky was kind of pandery. Look, full disclosure, I know nothing about the man at all, right? Before he came in, I saw, people were saying shit to Avila, but they just flicked him off. But Vershovsky was being like talking about this and that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna donate my whole purse to the Boys and Girls Club of Harlem. Like, look, that's nice. That's cool if you do it. When he does it, if he does it. But man, that seemed like such a pandering fucking thing. Like a lot of people were cheering him. There was a scatter of boos and all that, and whatever. What else is this? You're right. Yeah, you're right. Right. Wow. Okay, so it's a fight night, obviously. So you know what? I'm gonna embarrass myself here. I'm gonna move around a little bit, since I probably only have one person on here right now. I'm not gonna go through all the clips, by the way. Just letting you guys know. So this is a fun one. So Avila and Vershovsky face off at the ceremonial weigh-ins. You guys will see it here in a minute, but let's talk about the fight itself. Avila tried like hell to knock out Vershovsky. Turns out Doc has a chin on him because he's never been hit before. So he came in shape. He didn't move like a boxer. Honestly, it was very obvious it was his first fight ever. So it wasn't anything crazy, but he came in shape. He didn't gas out. He was very careful with his punches during the fight and all that, making sure he didn't throw heavy the whole time trying to kill Avila. He landed a few, but nothing crazy. And then Avila rocked him a handful of times. Like he rocked him pretty good. So I thought for sure he was going to knock him out. Handed to the doctor. He survived. And Avila gets the win by decision. But the way Avila was throwing, man, he was trying to kill this man. And Avila said it before. He kept saying, this guy's full of shit. He's full of shit. They kept saying that over and over again. He's bullshitting. He's trying to knock me out and all that stuff. And you need to understand something. These Nate Diaz Academy boys, they all think like that. It's like these guys trying to kill me. I'm not trying to be friendly. And I totally get it. Like people think that kill or be killed is like is like a moniker or some bullshit. No, they mean that shit. Those boys are talking about this is war. He's trying to kill me. I'm gonna try and kill him. You guys see right there, they do the face off, and this is where Avila tries to mean mug him. Yeah, he just puts hands up and shit. And then then he does, Avila things. Like this. Do it, Avila. Boom. Nothing crazy. Just a little shove. No big deal. But they were all like, cut that out and all that, and that was that. Then you have Jake Patterson. But this is a crazy face-off, by the way. Just I'm gonna show it to you now before I talk about their fight. At the ceremonial weigh-ins, they already have it, and he tried to Triple H that shit. No, that didn't work out. But the face-off was crazy because he starts talking shit to Anderson, talking about it's my generation, all sorts of stuff. And then, but the end part of this clip is the dopest part of the whole thing, because you got to hand it to Jake. He knows how to put on a show. He may not be the greatest boxer. A lifetime boxer would probably take him, but there's that GSP too. GSP was in the house. That was crazy. They come in, and this is when you see the spider come out. And he just, if you guys ever seen Anderson Silva fight, like this is the guy that puts that puts the fear of death in men. All right. Like Jake's talking to him, not a word, just staring at him silent. Like, boy, I've been doing this my whole life. GSP tries to, separate him and all that. And look at Spider. He's just like, okay. You can imagine it's like when people talk shit to Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. When people talk shit to Kobe Bryant back in the day, and he just looked at him like, oh, he dropping 60 tonight. So this is the coolest part of the whole clip. You got, like I said, hand it to Jake. They get down in spider poses. And GSP right with him. How crazy is this photo? And now I didn't get the greatest photo of it. I know there's a bunch of photos out there way better. So just Google it. But it's like Silva, Jake, and right in the middle is GSP just like, you guys ever see Joe Rogan's faces and all those other face-offs? No, GSP kills that by a million. So that was cool. Anyway, so Illuminator fight, you were right. It was up, Tank. It was good, boy. So yeah, so that was so then what fight was after that? I'm only gonna talk about the fight with the MMA guys, the boxing guys. You guys can look that up. Although Ashton Silva is a motherfucker. Look his fight up. I guarantee it's on YouTube. It was like 30 seconds long. The kid is a sniper. Anyway, Uriah Hall versus Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon got hit. Like the first time Le'Veon got hit, he realized like, oh shit, this is not Adrian Peterson, and this is not an exhibition. So, Rai put it on him. Rai tried to knock him out. Couldn't do it. You got to give Le'Veon Bell a whole lot of credit. And he fought well. Like Le'Veon Bell gave it back to him. He hit him hard, and you can see Uriah didn't like it, and Uriah would have to change his stance a few times, had to change his game plan a little bit, but Uriah won that fight. And I thought like he had Bell rocked like 2 or 3 times, but just couldn't get him out of there. So that was a wild fight in terms of seeing two men in the first professional fights. And if you saw the knockout Adrian Peterson, and you've been watching fighting and boxing for a long time, you weren't impressed. But of course, everyone else kind of was. So, is what it is. What are the clips we got on here? Oh, yeah, the spider and all that. The photos I took. These are all photos I took during the presser or during the official weigh-ins. And then this one was my favorite that I took. But I guess obviously other people had better angles. Anyway, all right. So I want to see Jake fight in the UFC just for the hell of it. Let's see him punking. So why not? Because fucking Dana White hates him. Bottom line, because Dana White hates him. But I'm with you. I wouldn't be mad if he did it. But I honestly think Jake wouldn't do that. But he should. I don't know. Sorry, my 2-year-old outside. He's talking about something. Where are you? If he loses something, he does that. Totally fourth wall on this shit, boys. So you're literally hanging out with me tonight. This is a hangout. This is barely a show. Anyway, so come to Jake Paul fight. Man, first round, Spider did Spider stuff, meaning he didn't throw shit. He just moving around, avoiding shots, didn't really get hit very much and everything. But Jake took the first round. And then second round, he started coming in, hitting, and he started scaring the shit out of Jake because he was doing that thing where he gets like wide like a tarantula and starts like pop, popping him. And he was landing on Jake really well in those rounds and everything. Basically, throughout the fight, I had it going into the 7th round. I had it 3-3 going to the 7th. It was an 8-round fight. Going to the 7th, I had it 3-3. All right. And like I said, you got to give Jake credit. He's taking this shit seriously. I'm not lying, bullshitting you guys. And I know a lot of people think this is rigged. And I couldn't tell you. All I know is in the 8th round, he landed on Spider and he dropped him. And that's what won Jake Paul the fight, the decision. So I don't agree that it was a unanimous decision at all, not even close. But there was an understanding within everybody that if this goes to decision, more than likely it's going to Jake, right? So I thought for sure, I honestly thought like Spider's gonna have to get him out of there. He's gonna have to get him out of there, and that's it. That's the only way he's gonna win. I wasn't able to, but when Jake landed on Silva and dropped him, the second his butt hit the canvas, it was over. We already knew. It's like, okay, Jake won by decision. I don't agree with unanimous, but it's hard to beat a knockdown in boxing. It really is hard to beat a knockdown. They gave him a unanimous, which I thought it was weird, but the right man won the fight. If you go off of that, now a lot of people talking about rigged and all sorts of stuff to go to clips. Somebody like there's like 10 different angles of this thing, and you see Silva's head get popped and move. The one angle people are going with to say it's fake is this weird ass angle because he hit him with the right hand and it was a black glove, a black backdrop, and it looks like the glove doesn't even touch his chin, and it's of drops right. But if you look up all the angles, you watch it, Silva got hit. I don't understand where all this like, oh, bullshit is fake, whatever. So Silva took a dive. Like I said, look, boxing is gross. It's been gross for a long time, and everyone knows it, right? But if you're gonna tell me that Silva didn't get hit in that by that shot, you're out of your mind. He got rocked pretty good, and we've seen Silva get dropped before. Okay, hell, Uriah Hall TKO'd him. Chris Weidman knocked him out the first time. So, that's I don't know. I just don't understand. I understand why, because everyone hates this dude, but as far as the shot landing that hand goes, I don't understand how people are thinking it was bullshit. But whatever. So Jake Paul takes the decision he wins by decision and all that, and then so backing up a little bit. Here's the fun part. 2 of my clips got stolen that night. 2 of them. This is for the first one of them. I didn't realize this. So Dylan Dennis tweeted out a clip that looks just like this one. Why? Because it was my clip. And said, oh yeah, and just Jake Paul sells out arenas, whatever. First of all, this is before the main card even starts. So it was like 6:00. Not even, it was like 5:45. So no one's in their seat. Not really many people seats yet. By the time the Jake Paul fight came around, it wasn't full by any means, but it was pretty good. It was there was a lot of people in there, way more than this. So, but we were trying to figure out where Dennis was sitting because we're like, holy shit, he's got to be sitting right under us. That's our angle. And then one of my shout out to Harry Davies, fellow journalist, former colleague. He was like, hey man, did you see Dylan Dennis stole your video? I'm like, what? And I looked at it, I'm like, holy shit, that's my video. I completely forgot. You wasn't know why, because this clip was stolen from me too. So this is, and fuck this guy. How about some real footage? How about you suck a dick? How about that? Memimo 19 dipshit. I can say that stuff, I don't care. But anyway, so here's what happened. I have been sitting in my seat the whole time. So here's how the boxing one's going. The UFC guys know, or maybe you don't know. After every fight, the media gets the winner, right? Media gets the winner of the yeah, exactly. I need to. I was trying to get it out so fast, but I'll explain in a second. So media in the UFC, we get the winner of the previous fight in between fights. That's how you get all the footage, right? That's why, in the middle of the first fight on the main card, you start seeing the pressers from the prelim fighters, right? And boxing, apparently, you wait to the very end and you get like 2 or 3 people, which is fine. So I went back down to the media room, which is in a place called the weight room in the arena, and I go in there just to make sure everything's cool. My camera's still up because people are weird to start moving shit around, and even though it's not theirs, and everything's cool. I come back out, I look left, and I see a whole bunch of people. That hallway's right next to Jake Paul's locker, but they were staring at each other in some intense shit. Suddenly, you see Nate Diaz slap the shit out of some dude, which, by the way, turned out to be the meditation guy for Jake Paul. Slapped him, and then it's on. Security starts going. Diaz's guys start yelling and throwing shit and flipping off and fuck yous and all sorts of stuff. And then that's when I got my phone out. This is the footage that I got. And because I was the first one to post it, I mean, I basically broke the news, but that it happened. But because I was the first one to post it, everyone stole my clip. There's way better clips out there to steal, guys. From this, there's 2 or 3 guys, and I know a couple of them that were in the group, and they got way fucking better footage. So to steal mine, you guys are idiots, straight up. One guy did it with some like J Paul fan account did it, and it got taken down because fuck him. But yeah, I broke the news and all that, and it was cool, whatever. I mean, people reached out to try to use the clip. TMZ and all them reached out and everything. Is what it is. But it was crazy. So yeah, like it got nuts. If you guys see in this clip, security is not about to go in there. The 2 giant black dudes in the suits, Jake Paul security. But the old people with the security shirts on, they ain't stopping nobody. There was a security guy right next to me going like, oh shit, here we go. And I'm like, so we're not gonna, and he's looking like, nah, I'm not going in there. I'm like, I got you, bro. I don't even blame you. I tried to get close as I could. Security stopped me. Not the old people security, because they can't stop my nosebleed, but the Jake Paul security stopped me. So plus you don't want to get into that. I mean, I want to be in the middle of some shit like that, but most people don't. Imagine a watermark with you and Kirby's face getting viral like that. That'd be fucking great. That's not a bad idea. So that was the highlight of the night for me. But the point is this. This was Nate. Jake says that Jake thought that Nate was trying to get in the locker room. We don't know for sure. But this is the setup for Paul Diaz. This right here is a setup. In the post-fight presser, Jake starts talking shit about Nate, talking about like he's a bitch and he fucking did this and that. He tried to fight. He tried to get into my locker room. He tried to fight. Actually, this is a clip. He tried to fight. That's a fact. I never look at comments, guys. I'm sorry, except for YouTube comments. I look at those every once in a while, but like stuff like this, you always get idiots. So I rarely look, to be honest with you. Damn, I remember there's some shit right here. Anyway, but yeah, like he starts calling him a bitch and stuff. And let's fight. Why would you try to fight people for free? Let's get in the ring and all that. This is the setup, guys. This is the next fight. If they can make it happen, they're going to. Diaz Paul. If you want to make a Madison Square Garden card, this is it. This is the card. This is the fight. Well, excuse me. This is the fight. Diaz Paul is the fight to take the Madison Square Garden. So if they don't do it in Cali, which I really doubt they would, but if they don't do it in Cali, I'm telling you right now, they will do this fight at Madison Square Garden. Maybe mid next year. We'll see. The other guy that wants in on that is Uriah Hall. And some guy, some Desi or Dead K. I don't know who the fuck like this guy is, but someone said he was a YouTuber. So that guy wants it too, but come on, man, Diaz is a big fish. So but Uriah Hall also wants to fight. He was talking about, he was like I forgot what he said. Something like yeah, I said it or something like that. I don't know, whatever. Uriah Hall's the shit. Honestly, after talking to him, meeting him this last week, I'm a big fan of Uriah Hall. Just as a person, I think he's a great guy. So that happened. And then Silva came in during Jake Paul's thing and sat down. But Jake Paul said this, we kept saying, what did he say? He said some shit like he goes, Dana. And then he goes, like basically explains that Dana said he wouldn't fight Anderson Silva, and then he did, and he beat him, and then talked about their bet. So I'll talk about the bet in a second. And I'll stop. And then at the end he goes, Dana White can suck my dick. Like, And then, of course, the opponents after the fight. So, actually, the quote's right here. So he's in hiding. You're talking about Dana White. He's in hiding. He's trying to do everything he can to stop my run, to sabotage my fight. He hates me. He hates me. He hates what I'm doing. He hates that I'm exposing his business. Talk about that in a second. Dana White can suck his dick, which is hilarious. So, what do you mean by that? Or what do I mean by exposing shit? Of course, he talks about fighter pay and all that. The bet during the presser. That was, by the way, your boy was on Showtime because I asked. I got 3 questions out. Most people got 1. That was cool. But they actually like showed me on camera, which I was just like, oh, okay, I'm on TV. That's great. I didn't know at the moment. I knew after the fact when I think my mom hit me up about it, which is funny. But the bet was if Anderson Silva won, Jake Paul would fight him in a kickboxing match. Now, Jake Paul was the one that made this bet. And originally he said, I'll fight you in MMA in an MMA fight, which we all sat there going like, hell yes, let's go Spider. Let's see what's up. And Spider goes, you're smart because I don't fight MMA anymore. You know it. And so then they go, okay, kickboxing. All right, kickboxing, cool. If Jake Paul wins, Anderson Silva has to join him in creating a unified fighters union, MMA and boxing, all kinds of fighters. Silva didn't even think about it. He goes, yes. He goes, no. He goes, done. Woo. Okay. So that was the bet. Anderson Silva is a man of his word, presumably, and that's we'll see if that happens. So will that be a pain in the ass for Dana White? Maybe the publicity of it and Jake Paul talking and all that stuff. I think it's going to be very difficult to get him in there, get that going without the big names and active big names, not Anderson Silva and GSP, because they were talking about GSP should do it too because he tried it before and then they failed, but he should try it again. Like, I get that, but you need some active, big name, active guys that would refuse to basically help the UFC out to in order to make it happen. So you're not going to get that. I have a really hard time believing they'll ever actually make it happen. So it's like when they tried making a freaking MMA journalist union or association, and that was after the Ariel got attacked. So by the way, I got to meet Ariel, and decent guy. That's a person. That's it. We'll talk about other shit another time, but he's a person. He's a nice guy. He actually spent a lot of time with the young journalists that were there and actually gave him pointers and shot the shit with him, everything. And I got to give it to him. That was cool. But anyway, I'm not getting soft, so don't poke with me. Tank goes, no way. Taxman crazy there. 100%. That being said, they try to make settle down. They try to make that last fight that Paul was gonna do at Madison Square Garden, and it didn't work out. And they were gonna do it anyway with the other guys. So I don't think they care about taxes, bro. You know. But that's the place to do it. If you're going to do that fight, I think that's the place you're going to do it. That being said, I do not give two shits about fights in New York. Everyone was like, oh, like when they legalized MMA in New York, I was like, oh, it's about time. Yeah, finally. I could give a shit because I'm not going to fly over there for a fight. You know how expensive it is to go there? Tank knows the taxes alone is crazy. But just to like, I was looking at like flying out there for the Izzy card before I found out I was in a wedding. But I was going to try to fly out there and cover the card and everything. But it's not even flying there that'll get you. It's staying there that'll get you. It's nuts. So I could give two fucks about any fighting in New York. And it was always Madison Square Garden. I could give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't care. So I would if they make that fight Anaheim, I think Gabriel Gonzalez would beat me to that one, but I'll try to go. Anyway, so yeah, so that's Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. That's a wrap on that. So, overall, guys, it was a fun ass event to go to. Like, it was entertaining, right? Fights were decent. There wasn't really any shitty fights outside of a couple prelims that were like, oh god, let's go look around or something, grab a hot dog or something. But, I'll say that Jake Paul can put on a show. He's entertaining. So, that's about all I got to say about that. So, great event. Appreciate everyone at Showtime, especially Martin, who is one of the PR guys, a great guy, fellow Spanish speaker. We shot the shit for a while. Great guy. Shout out to you, Martin. You're dope as hell. Appreciate everything you did. And all the Showtime PR guys were great. And I have not settled down. I have not changed. I said I didn't change anything. All I said is I got to give it to him for being decent to the young cats. Okay. Anyway, I'm not changing. No. Me personally, no. But I'll say he's a decent guy to those guys. All right. Last weekend, I missed all of the UFC because it was the same time. So let's go ahead and pull up last weekend's results. I only know a little bit of it, like a couple of the highlights that were pretty nuts. So let me go ahead and put this on here. You know, Tank, I ain't changing shit, boy. I ain't changing that shit at all. He was decent to those guys. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that because I'll tell you guys what. And again, fourth wall broken. Journalism is not without pettiness and high school cliques and shit like that. In fact, it might be worse than most other industries in terms of bullshit. Okay, so because young guys come in and do something a little different, and everything, these guys get hate on them. So I always try to bring the young guys in and talk to them and teach them, keep things there, and I answer questions and all that because I know when I'm done, I want it to be in good hands, but a lot of people don't do that. So, like I said, I gotta hand it to Ariel for doing that. That's it. This last weekend, of course, UFC Vegas 63. Christian Rodriguez gets submission over Joshua Weems. Fair enough. Cody Durden, Carlos Mota. I was rooting for Carlos so bad when Carlos got that they called up for the fight. Shit, I was all about it, man. And I was like, come on now. Now, it wasn't going to be nice that he was facing a wrestler, but I was hoping for the best. And look, this is one of those foot in the door fights. And so Carlos hopefully gets a full camp for the next one in a more favorable matchup. Then Chase Hooper got knocked the holy fuck out. And this is during one of the prelims of the Paul fight. And the clip was flying around through the reporter, all the media. We're all looking at like, holy shit, Chase Hooper he didn't get Askren, but it looked like Askren for a minute. So by Steve Garcia, pulling it off. Then Park Ji-young puts, I believe, Joseph Holmes to sleep. So that was cool. Oh, wait, I don't remember how that one finished. Whatever. But either way, he gets a win. Michael Rogero de Lima subs Andrei Arlovski. Fair enough. Andre's still going is wild to me. This is a crazy one right here because Roma Dolidze dropped Paul Craig lookalike anyway. Dropped Phil Hawes. There's a picture of Phil Hawes on the ground, and he's still it was like right after he hit the mat, so his skin is moving, and it looks like his eyes are. It's the craziest picture. If I can find it, let's see if I can find it real quick. It's a crazy picture. I don't know who got it, if it was a screenshot or whatever, but it was nasty. Let's see if I can, come on now, help me out here, Google. Oh, I forgot Phil Hawes was the guy that talked shit to DC that one time, and then he had to apologize. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Is this it? I might. Oh shit, it's too little. It's too little. Sorry, guys, but just look it up. You guys will find. Oh, is it? You guys see it? No, you can't see it. All right. Sorry, guys. You guys have to look that up on your own. But it's a crazy. Just Google Phil Hawes, Roman Dolidze, and I think some people got that picture. His eye. He's just like like it's crazy. But it was a dope little finish there. Anyone's better than John Morgan? No, dude. John's a great dude. Are you kidding me? I know you're sick of hearing his voice and shit, but come on. By the way, John Morgan's a great dude. Yeah, he's a good guy. Really good guy. I hope Lasky retires with this last one. He won't. As long as they don't cut him, he'll keep fighting. That's just how Lasky does shit. Anyway, so then Dolidze gets the win over Phil Hawes. This one made no sense. We actually watched this whole fight because we expected either a crazy knockout or Justin Jacoby to dominate. Dustin dominated. Somehow Khalil got the decision. It makes no sense to anybody. That was an awful, awful decision. So I don't get it. That's we got to finish the fight like Trayshawn Gore did, second round. That he dogged Josh. Like he had that like rear naked and kind of this like Josh tried to climb up the or he had a choke and Josh tried to climb up the fence to get out of it, and Trayshawn just like drags him back down, sits him on his ass, puts him to sleep. That was nuts. We saw that one. Then Waldo gets the decision win over Van Duras, so that's probably it for Jared in the UFC. Max Griffin gets decision win over Tim Means. I didn't see any of that one, but when I heard it was Tim Means or Max Griffin, I was like, oh, I'm not really gonna want to watch that one. That being said, a lot of people thought that Tim Means should have won, but is what it is. Then the main event, the saddest shit I've seen in a while. Calvin Kattar hurt his knee, I believe, in the first round. Still came out for the second. He's a tough motherfucker from Northeast. What do they call themselves? The something cartel, the New England cartel, right? And snapped his shit and that was done. So that leg was nasty. That was nuts. That was so messed up. That video was, we were watching it over and over again, just like, oh, and it's the worst way to win and it's the worst way to lose because you won, but it was nothing impressive enough to push Arnold Allen to a title shot. But you lost. Calvin lost, and he's out for who knows how long. Who knows what that was, a tear of some sort. So I haven't looked up to see what it was yet, but kind of is what it is on that one. So that was the card, and a lot of people tell me it was like decent one to watch if you weren't watching anything else. All right, this weekend, if they make it to the U.S., which I believe they will, because if you guys don't know, Brazil elected a new president, and the people that supported the old president lost their shit and started like throwing a fit. I'm not saying that negatively. I'm just saying that's exactly what happened. They lost their shit and they're throwing fits. So like you're talking truckers blocking highways and shit, including Sao Paulo, where it's Amanda Lemos, Poliana Viana, somebody else, another female fighter. They were all stuck there. Apparently, Poliana and the other lady, the other fighters, they're good. They should be on their way. But Lemos is trying to get into an 11 p.m. flight out of Brazil to get up to Vegas just to make it to her fight. So, I would like to see the UFC like take that in consideration when it comes to the weight thing. So hopefully that happens. We'll see. Otherwise, you almost got Neil Magny versus D-Rod as the main event. Wouldn't be terrible, honestly. I mean, taking the whole card into consideration wouldn't be terrible. So, but I believe that's going on here. Kicking off the prelims, which kick off at 1 p.m. That's Pacific time, so it's 4 o'clock Eastern time. Ramirez Vidal against Ramona Pascual. Then you got Carlos Candelario against Jake Hadley, with Jake Hadley, the Englishman, I believe. If I'm wrong, please let me know, because I could have sworn he was Englishman. I talked to him one time before, and I forgot to ask him. So, but Jake needs to try to come back off that loss that he had at UFC London, I believe. Then Ludwig Sholinian against Johnny Munoz should be a good one. Then the aforementioned Poliana Viana, Jesus, against Jin Frey, great fight at 115 pounds. Honestly, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that one just to see what happens. I like watching both ladies fight. Mario Bautista against Benito Lopez, fair enough, good one. Miranda Maverick back again, taking on Shanna Young. I think we all know who's gonna win that one. Then Derek Minner against Sha Yilan, should be a solid one. A lot of experience between those two guys, and they're not even that old. They're like 28, 32. Christ, that's like, what was that, 48 fights for Yelan at 28? And Jesus, that's nuts. Anyway, who knows how many were in the hole in the wall, but still, it doesn't matter. Jonathan Mendes' Maxim Grishin was canceled. Nice taking on Shafkat. Forget the fellow's last name at 282 or 283. I can't remember. And then Bryce Mitchell goes Movsar Evloev. Evloev pulled out of the fight. Bryce Mitchell now sees Ilia Tupuria, the Spaniard guy. Can't remember where else he's from. At 282, I believe. So the first fight on the main card, Grant Dawson against Mark Madsen. Mark Madsen makes me laugh. I'll just say that. Then Takir Ulanbekov against Nathan Menes. Fair enough. Chase Sherman's still in the UFC. This is coffee. This is me sitting here going like, really? How many guys are out of the UFC, but Chase Sherman's still here? No offense, Chase. I'm just saying. There's a lot of guys. Nick Maximov being one of them. Out of the UFC due to a fucking knee injury. But, you know, that's your, feature fight or whatever they call that. Neil Magny against D-Rod. D-Rod coming off the win at 279. That crazy psycho shit card that got messed up due to crazy stuff. Then main event, Marina Rodriguez against Amanda Lemos. Rodriguez could definitely wait for a title shot at this point, but she's gonna take on a contender like Lemos as well. One of these ladies is gonna get a title shot pretty soon, so we'll see. We'll see what happens to that one. So that's this weekend. Prelims kick off at 1 Pacific, 4. I'm an idiot. 2, 3, 4 o'clock Eastern, and then main card 4 p.m. 7 o'clock Eastern time. So there you go, folks. You guys got plenty this weekend. What else we got? Power to the people. There you go. Eddie, that punch is the softest punch of all time that took down Silva. Come on, man. He hit him with a combo. It wasn't just that one punch that hit him. He hit him with a combo. Now, it wasn't the hardest shot that he hit Silva with, but we saw Silva get hit with this little shit right here and get dropped. You guys remember he was like, against Chris Weidman the first time, he was like, and then Weidman's just throwing. That wasn't like it was a crazy hard hit. It was just on the right spot. So, and again, could this have been a rigged fight? I can't say it couldn't be, because anything like that could happen. It has happened before. But was this one it? I just don't get the feeling that it was. Especially if you saw Anderson after the fight and the post fight, he was a little fucked up. Like his eyes were bloodshot red. I'm sure he was very upset and everything, of course, but he was a little messed up. Like it was, so I don't know, man. As far as the Paul fight goes, any of Jake Paul fights, how do I put this? Dog and pony show. You could be right. Who knows? But the thing about those is I don't consider them boxing matches, if that makes any sense. I consider Jake Paul fights an entertainment, because I was entertained the whole time. Whether or not it was real or not, regardless of all that, it was entertaining. And I don't think Jake Paul is trying to, because he's not running around going like, I'm going to be a champion and all that shit. Like, he's trying to put on entertaining fights. He's not calling out any actual boxers in his division, right? He's calling out Nate Diaz, who's a former MMA fighter, a retired fighter, not even retired, but he's an MMA fighter, and Canelo Alvarez, who's never going to fight Jake Paul. You know what I mean? So to me, he's entertainment. Let's see if I can pull up. I got one more thing I want to talk about here before I go. Oh man, was it Topology? No, that's not it. So forever I've been trying. Oh, fighters, right? Fighters only, I think. Fourth wall here, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, sweet. All right. So that's kind of how that went down. So it's just entertainment. All right. For this weekend, obviously, besides the UFC card, we have Cage Warriors 145 from the O2 in London on Friday. I don't really have a time on that. Just hit that, look that one up. Main event: Jordan Vucenic against Paul Hughes. Co-main: James Webb against Patty McCrory. Other fights on that card: Modestas Baukowskis, who's former UFC, taking on Lee Chadwick. Calvin Luran against Luke Shanks. Let's see if there's anybody else you guys recognize. All right. Then from Sao Paulo, Brazil, the affirmation Sao Paulo, LFA 146. Yeah, like Pal Mayweather exhibition. Deuces, bro. But yeah, LFA 146, Barbosa versus Santos. Marcio Barbosa against Gabriel Santos in the main event. Co-main Felipe Douglas against Rangel de Sa. Anybody on there that you guys recognize? I don't think so. And of course, UFC Vegas 64 main evented by Marina Rodriguez against Amanda Lemos. Co-main Neil Magny against Dana Rodriguez. The fight that I definitely want to watch on that one is going to be, probably the main event. So there you go. All coverage coming to ksidepress.com. Make sure you guys hit that up. ksidepress.com for everything. I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be late on the live tweets, and I might even, if I'm able to, I might even do a fight companion for the main card. We'll see. Well, it depends on what I got time to do, fellas. All right. Let's go do it. Let me check out last second. Check out the headlines. 11 guys got cut by the UFC. Askarov asked for his release, and there's a reason for that. And I forget what the reason was, but he did ask for his release, and like he had health issues. Like the weight cut was bad this last time. He in fact, like Brandon Royval, you guys know that last week they were supposed to fight, and Brandon Royval wanted to put it at catchweight. He just wanted to fight. Askarov said no. So you knew something was wrong. Asked for his release, got it. Other fighters that got cut: Misha Serkinov coming off a loss. Krzysztof Jotko, that one's weird. I don't get Krzysztof Jotko getting cut, but okay. 11-6 in the UFC. Nick Maximoff 2-2, coming off a loss where he gutted out a knee injury. I don't get that one either. But they never really released why. Darren Weeks, Jason Witt, Darren Weeks, Darren Weeks is like 0-3. So, 0-3. And Jason Witt, Jesse Ronson, Magomed Mustafayev. So, 11 guys getting cut. That was the Krzysztof Jotko don't make any sense to me. I just realized that don't make any sense. So, anyway, boys, there you go. Appreciate you. I didn't realize Dominic Reyes and Ryan Spann fighting the 12th. Oh yeah, that's a good fucking fight. And I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna be at a wedding, but your boy's gonna be on his phone watching it. Okay, I already know what I'm gonna do and all that, but I'm not gonna be able to tweet about it, nothing like that. But ksidepress.com has your back on that one for sure. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. I know, fourth wall. All right, guys. Appreciate the how you guys are hanging out, doing the thing at Cageside Press on everything. On Twitter at Cageside Press, on Instagram, YouTube, everything, Facebook. Although Facebook's kind of stingy with the bullshit. I didn't even go live on there last week, or I think last week before. I just like scheduled a show, and they hit that with a not appropriate or it violated their code of whatever the fuck, and I'm like, I didn't even do anything yet. It's literally just a scheduled video. Like it just made no sense. So, but it is what it is. We'll be back on Facebook maybe at some point. Hey Elon, help us out. Oh, you guys see that shit? Elon says first he said it was $20 per month to have the check mark for verified. Now it's like $8. I'm just like, if that's all it takes to get a check mark, is it really that special anymore? Something to think about. All right, guys, have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Catch you guys for those that are gonna come hang out. Keyboard Warriors live on Friday night. Myself and Kirby shooting shit on this stuff. We'll get Kirby's views on Paul Silva, and any other news that comes out this week. And we'll be back on Saturday, obviously, for ksidepress.com at ksidepress.com for UFC Vegas 64. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. You guys have a wonderful week. Love you guys. Good night. See you guys later.